In this lecture, we are going to discuss the various measures of cost. Cost of production may be divided into two parts, that is, fixed cost and variable cost. First one is fixed cost, and fixed cost is that cost which is fixed in short run, means it cannot be changed in short run. Like for instance, cost of land, cost of building, the cost of equipments and machinery that are installed in the firm, and all these costs are considered as fixed costs, that they do not vary with the quantity produced. Now coming to second cost, that is the variable cost, and variable cost is that cost that can be changed in short run. For example, cost of labor is a variable cost. Cost of raw material that is used in the production of a good, these are known as the variable costs. As the name tells that these costs are changing and are not fixed. Now we can say that fixed costs are that costs that do not vary. That means they do not change with the quantity produced, and variable costs are those costs that do vary. That means change with the quantity of output produced. So the total cost can be written as total fixed cost plus total variable cost. Whenever the firm is going to calculate total cost, the firm has to sum up both total fixed cost and total variable cost. Now look at the graph of total cost curve, this one, where on x-axis quantity of output is present and total cost is present on y-axis. By joining the points of quantity and output produced and total cost, we can get total cost curve as we did before in the previous lecture. So in order to elaborate that schedule and graph, just look at the table in which total cost is given as the sum of total fixed cost and total variable cost. That means total cost is equals to fixed cost plus variable cost. If the quantity produced here is 0 initially, then the total cost is $3, as it is the sum of fixed cost, that is $3, plus variable cost, that is $0. So by adding both these costs, we can get the total cost, that is 3 plus 0 is equals to 3. So that is the total cost. And on the graph, if the quantity of the output produced is 0, now coming to the graph, if the quantity of the output produced is 0, that means at this point, then at the same point total cost is $3. Now look here, at this point where the quantity of output produced is 0 and the total cost here is $3, that is again the sum of both cost, that is the fixed cost and variable cost. Again, if you see on this table, if the quantity produced is 1, so the total cost here is $3.30, which comes by adding fixed cost, that is $3, and variable cost, that is 0.30. So the sum of both these costs is known as total cost, which is $3.30. And if we plot this point here, that means when the quantity of output produced is at unit 1, so at same point the total cost is $3.30. So cutting it short by plotting all the value of quantity of output and the total cost, we can get different points on graph, and by joining them we can get the total cost curve. Now look here. If we take all these points, that is the coffee, quantity of coffee, that is cups per hour, these points, and corresponding to this one the total cost, and taking all these points and by plotting them on the graph we can get the total cost curve like this way. Now coming to average cost. Here average cost can be determined by dividing the firm's total costs by quantity of output it produces. Average cost is the cost of each typical unit of the product, and we can find it by using this formula. Average fixed cost is equals to the fixed cost divided by quantity, that means AFC, that's the short form of average fixed cost, is equals to FC, that is fixed cost, divided by Q, that is quantity. And next one is average variable cost. Here average variable cost is measured by variable cost divided by quantity, and it is abbreviated as AVC is equals to VC, that is variable cost, divided by Q, that is quantity. Now there comes average total cost, which is equals to total cost divided by quantity. That means that ATC is equals to TC divided by Q. As we have said that total cost is equals to total fixed cost plus total variable cost, so here average total cost is also equals to average fixed cost plus average variable cost.